Hi, this is Richard Thomas.
And I'm Tiffany Thomas.
Welcome to the Lionheart Institute podcast. This is our Perazim clips, and I hope you will enjoy this short segment of a longer episode.
Going on in this country.
You should embrace hard questions.
100%. Right. One thing that his interview with Leslie Stahl was really eye-opening because she confronted him about something that he had said to her previously. And don't quote me, but I believe it was during the last election,
okay,
or shortly after. She said to him, they were talking about, this is where the fake news is. If anybody's wondering, this is where the fake news started. Okay, the concept of it. And she confronted the president about the fact that he has said this, and her statement to him was in regards to him calling her fake news. And I mean, this is 60 Minutes, people. And as Richard said before, right. 60 Minutes, CNN, these have all been historically well-respected.
Fact check.
Yes. News broadcasters, journalists, highly respected, regarded, and he has turned it into a mockery.
Right.
There's no respect anymore. Everybody's like, oh, if there's a Trump supporter and you are not, oh, you're drinking the CNN Kool-Aid. Like, there's no respect anymore for any of these people. And he said to her, I have to call you fake news. Because when you say something that is not showing me in a good light and I don't like it, I have to be able to discredit you. And that is what she confronted him on, because he said that to her previously. And that is, my friends, is where fake news came from. Because Trump didn't like anybody being able to show him in a negative light.
Yeah.
So he wanted to be able to say, oh, that's fake news. That's not real. So he has allowed this country to discredit reputable news broadcasters and journalists by saying it's all fake news, calling these reporters and journalists fake news. You're all fake, is what he says to them. And, so needless to say, the interview did not go well. After multiple pouting about how Biden had been interviewed versus him and being offended that she would ask him hard questions. She asked him about the governor in Michigan, I believe it was, that had the kidnapping threat against them, about him taunting the rallies, encouraging them to say lock her up, and he himself said lock them all up. They deserve to be locked up. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he denies it. Flat out denies it. She does show the clip of him saying that. Again, it's not fake news. It came out of his mouth.
Right.
So he eventually gives up, and he's like, I'm done. You have enough. He throws a little fit and decides to leave, walks out. So a few minutes later, the secretary, the press secretary, she comes in with this humongous book, like this big, right? Just hands it to Leslie and says, here you go. And she's like, well, what is this? And the press secretary says, well, this is the president's health plan, just for you. Because she questioned him about the lack of having a health plan when he's trying to remove the current health plan with nothing to replace it with. And all we have, again, is empty promises. We're going to have a great health plan, but nothing in the works. So he gives her this big book, and says, here's your health plan. She actually reads this, okay? She goes through this and says, there is absolutely nothing in this book.
It's heartbreaking.
Of any health plan. It's a bunch of executive orders and statements on this and that and blah, blah, blah. Nothing on any healthcare plan. I mean, the interview was a joke.
Right.
I mean, these are important topics to the American people that he's got nothing.
Now, in